partially read, and the Ramban says going in the midst of Teshuvah. He first says going on the Torah Kula, then he says going in the midst of Teshuvah. He says avodah mitzvah zos ala Teshuvah, and he's carries the mitzvah is going on Teshuvah. Ke'ena davar nifla v'rochok mimcha. Teshuvah is not something which is distant and very difficult for you. It's very easy for you to do any time or any place. That's what it means with ficha in your mouth and in your levav in your heart to do it. We say vidui and we do tshuva. So there's a question that the Tosefes Bracha asks. Fascinating question, and his answer is very disappointing. He says, based on logic, should have said first bevavcha and then beficha. Not beficha vavcha, but bevavcha ficha. Why? The mouth expresses what the heart thinks. So therefore, you should say first bevavcha and then beficha. Why didn't it say that? So the Talmud Tmima in the Sefer Tosefes Bracha, he says, we see that the Chumash is not makbid. Sometimes it puts things out of order, and it's kind of like poetic. So, as if it said, but it's not. That's very disappointing. It's interesting. The other pasuk he brings like that, which also is a very difficult explanation. If you take a turn to his explanation, it says he says it should be the opposite. Should say, because first nasi yoga anocha, and then sasam simcha yasigu. First you have to stop moaning and groaning, and then you can be happy. But the pasuk says you're going to be happy, then you're going to stop moaning and groaning. So again, he says the same idea. The pasuk's not makbid. But obviously that's not a satisfying shot. I think that the shot is very simple. This is something basically I saw more or less in my grandfather's Sefer. Brings it down, the Dvary Huda. He says that the way it works, in fact, is the other way around. We say things and we express them, and they have an impact upon us. And all of Torah is like that. Torah is meant that we should say things, express things, and what Selichos is about is we talk, we come and we say the Selichos, and we want the vidui, which we say, the things which we say to have an impact upon us. And that's how we approach all of davening of Yom Roim. All of Yom Roim is take the things we say and put them in our hearts. And we say in Oleinu, V'yadata Yom, you can know something, but it doesn't get into your heart. To get into your heart doesn't mean you don't just know it and say it, but it becomes something which is deep inside of you and becomes the way you live your life emotionally. So everything we do in the Yom Roim, beginning tonight, beginning with Selichos, is to say things and to contemplate them and to make them go into heart, and especially in the midst of Teshuvah. So in order to start, kind of jumpstart us, I printed this paper from the Sefer HaBris. The Sefer HaBris was the Talmud of the Gra. And he wrote the Sefer HaBris, Sefer on Machshava and on Musar. And he says, listen, Tertzeh sheteshuvtcha tהיה מקובלת בלי ספק. If you want your truth to be accepted without doubt, then do the following 5 things. It says, I guarantee you, do these 5 things, this is Teshuvah. The first one, and I'm just going to paraphrase, I don't want to take that much time. The first one is to say, Amen, Yehei Shmei Rabbah, with all your koach and all your kavanah. As you know, if you say Amen, Yehei Shmei Rabbah, they rip up your Gzar Din. But he says it's not enough. He says, especially you have to say, be careful when you say Amen, after the bracha, Poresu Kashalom Aleinu V'Shabbos and Yontif. Because most of the people immediately say, I never noticed this, most people immediately say, V'Shamru or V'Yidaber Atiku B'Chodesh, and they forget to say Amen. Okay, so he says you have to be very careful with that Amen. And then he says, on the bracha, Machzir Shchinos L'Tzion. What? It's interchangeable. I don't know why he changed his way. So because most of the tzibur he says is Rogil Lishtachavos Techef Litzok Modianach Loch V'Shochin Lanos Amen Mikoitim. Says people forget to say after Machzir. Then he brings out a Maisa. He says that he saw that there was a story. I don't know exactly where he got it from. That somebody said that some chassid said that the reason why the geula is not coming is because of this reason. Because people don't say Amen after Machzir Shchinos L'Tzion. And because people don't say this kitrug, became very, very embedded against Klal Yisrael, and the goals have become so long, and we haven't yet been able to come back to Eretz Yisrael. It's an amazing statement. And he says, at the end of that fourth paragraph, you should be very careful with these two amens, and warn others, this is Zakal Rabbin. So I'm here tonight to be Mazaka the Rabbin. And Nochi, I say I'm a nobody, but I kasafti bidyo tevas amen b'sidor tefilashli b'sov shtei brachos elu zikron mishmeres l'ashiv l'choshuel. I put it down dafka my siddur. I know it said, he was obviously a very righteous person that he said chazars. He watched chazars and shots in the siddur, right? I don't know many people actually do that, but he dafka put the amen in big letters at the end of that to make sure to say amen after those two brachos when people are not so makbid. Okay, the second one is be very careful about Shmir Shabbos. And he says, because it says that even person, if you have a zork, or enosh mochlim lo, and it says that the two malachim, which the company person, they put his hands on his head and they say, V'sora v'necha v'chatoscha t'chu par. So therefore, Shmir Shabbos is a very, very powerful form of teshuvah. Gimel, the third one is to tomar shira sayom b'chol yom kavana b'kol na'im v'simcha. To say shira sayom every day with kavana, with a nice voice, and with simcha, like Chazal say, Vayisam Moshe Yisrael miyamsuf, evidently is Chazal, which in Shmos Rabbah or somewhere. Kisiyam even the same Shem Chalem. So she is saying Shira Sayom with Kavana helps to get Mechila. Dalit Tiemavi Amidoisecha. When people insult you, taunt you, you feel bad what they did. Be Mavi Ami your midos. Let it go, which is very difficult in Nisayan, obviously. All of us have this Nisayan. That's a very difficult one. But it says, kasher anybody who lets things go, it says, okay, it's true. He baffled me. And the older we get, the more times we come across this. You have to let it go. And if you let it go, mida k'neged mida, sherman nosi avon v'aver pesha. L'misha nosei avon, l'misha over al pesha. Rabbi say, it doesn't say somebody who did it to me with shaygeg or ba'inus. It doesn't say somebody who baffled me, who did something wrong to me inadvertently. Or by accident. It says, but pesha. This is very high madrega to reach, but there's a madrega where if you want to get kapara on your averos, even if somebody deliberately came and did something bad to you, you're mavim midoisab. I don't know, it's a very big nisoil, but that's his fourth thing here. Hey, im shamoa tishma b'cheshek, divrei ha'chocham adosh b'yiras Hashem u'musar haskel divrei agora. You can find this very easily today, listening in your car to your an audio track. If you listen with yearning to the words of a chacham who darshans words of yiras Hashem and musar haskel and agadata, it says obviously the plug is not so much for a shir because or in lumdus or a shir in Gemara because he's talking about teshuvah. Everything is good, but to listen with cheshek. In other words, not to say they're saying musar again. What do I care? I'm just going to leave. So that he says is those five things, but then he throws a sixth thing. All davar mesugo was that something which is going to help you to do teshuvah. To spend some time occasionally in a special room. Rabbi Yisrael to call it a beis hamusar. Lift up your eyes to the heavens. And have charot on your sins. Bow and cling with your thought to HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'cheshek, with yearning. Tochiach es atzmecha, rebuke yourself. Sometimes others rebuke us. If we can, we should rebuke ourselves. Tisoreh lavos Hashem lokecha liyiro so, and arouse yourself to love HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to have fear of Him. V'matol seken yer Hashem panev elecha v'yiskabel shuvascha ba'avratzon. If you do this, Hashem will illuminate Himself towards you, and you'll truly be accepted with love and ratzon. V'atosim nol bavcha min hayom hazeh umala lachzik b'shei sheila. Hold out these six things. Because the betach teidaki far rotzol chimas maasecha kibel brachmim rabim v'secha, and you'll be secure in the knowledge of Kodesh Baruch Hu accepts your teshuvah. So let's repeat them again. And for everybody to do all six, maybe it's hard, but to take one or two, it's not so hard. The first one is to be makir mini shmirabo and ameinim, especially the amein of Porisuk Hashem lekoyel moisav Yerushalayim and Machzu Shonas Tzion. Second one is be careful about Shmir Shabbos. Third one is to do Shira Sayom. The fourth one, in my opinion, the hardest one, is to be Mavi Amidoisecha. The fifth one is to listen to Musar with a desire to become a better person and change. And the sixth one is to occasionally find time to be mizbayded and think about HaKadosh Baruch Hu, directly about Hashem. And I think that that's the pshat. Shivisi Hashem l'negdi tamid. Obviously, you can't do it all the time, but it means that I took time to took time to think directly about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu mezakas that we should do Teshuvah shlema together and individually in this period of Yom Noraim, and our tefillah should be niskabel.